A quiet revolution is brewing on the sun-drenched shores of Peru. 78 kilometers north of the bustling capital Lima, a colossal structure rises from the Pacific, the Chancay Megaport. This isn't just another harbor, it's a $1.3 billion gamble, a concrete testament to China's global ambitions. And it has become a focal point in the escalating rivalry between the world's two superpowers. The Chancay Megaport, with its 18-meter depth, is designed to accommodate the behemoth ships that now dominate global trade. It promises to slash shipping times between China and South America, reshaping the arteries of commerce. But the port's significance extends far beyond its cargo capacity. It's a strategic beachhead for China, a gateway to Latin America, a region long considered America's backyard. The United States, once the unchallenged hegemon of the Western Hemisphere, is watching with growing unease. The Chancay Megaport is a stark reminder of China's growing economic and geopolitical clout. It's a symbol of a world in flux where the old rules no longer apply. The Chancay Megaport is not just a port, it's a marvel of modern engineering. Its deep-water berths can handle the largest container ships afloat, those behemoths that dwarf their predecessors. These post-Panamax vessels, too large for the Panama Canal, are reshaping global shipping routes, and Chancay is positioned to become a linchpin in this new maritime order. With an initial capacity of 1.5 million TEUs, the standard measure of containerized cargo, Chancay is expected to handle a staggering 3.5 million TEUs annually. That's more than twice the volume of the Panama Canal. This massive influx of goods will transform Peru's economy, turning it into a regional hub for trade and logistics. But the port's impact will be felt far beyond Peru's borders. It will enhance China's access to Latin America's vast reserves of raw materials from Chilean copper to Brazilian soybeans, and it will provide a new outlet for China's burgeoning manufacturing sector, flooding the region with Chinese goods. Chancay is just one piece in a much larger puzzle, a key component of China's grand strategy for global influence. This strategy, often referred to as the String of Pearls, involves establishing a network of ports and logistical hubs across the Indian and Pacific Oceans. These pearls are not just economic outposts, they are strategic assets, giving China a foothold in critical locations around the world. From Gwadar in Pakistan to Hambantota in Sri Lanka, from Djibouti on the Horn of Africa to Piraeus in Greece, China has been investing heavily in port infrastructure. These investments serve multiple purposes. They facilitate trade, of course, but they also enhance China's naval capabilities and project its power far from its shores. The String of Pearls has sparked alarm bells in Western capitals, particularly in Washington. Critics see it as a thinly veiled attempt to create a Chinese sphere of influence to challenge American dominance in key regions. They warn of a future where China controls the flow of goods and energy, where its warships patrol the world's oceans. The United States has watched China's growing presence in Latin America with a wary eye. The region, long considered America's backyard, is of vital strategic importance to Washington. The Monroe Doctrine, a cornerstone of American foreign policy for nearly 2 centuries, asserted U.S. hegemony over the Western Hemisphere. The Chancay Megaport, a symbol of China's growing influence in the region, has touched a nerve in Washington. The Pentagon has voiced concerns about the port's potential military applications. Some analysts have even suggested that China could use Chancay as a base for its navy, a prospect that has raised hackles in the U.S. Congress. The United States has responded to China's challenge in Latin America with a mix of diplomacy and economic inducements, but its efforts have often been criticized as too little, too late. Some observers argue that the United States has failed to offer a compelling alternative to China's investment and trade opportunities. Section 5. Troubled waters. The Chancay Megaport has also stirred controversy closer to home. Environmental groups have raised concerns about the port's impact on the delicate marine ecosystem along Peru's coast. The dredging required to create the port's deep-water berths has already damaged sensitive coral reefs, they say, and the influx of ships will further pollute the waters. Local communities have also expressed concerns about the port's impact on their livelihoods. Fishermen worry that the increased maritime traffic will disrupt their fishing grounds. Residents complain about noise and air pollution from the construction site, and some fear that the influx of foreign workers will drive up housing costs and strain local resources. The Peruvian government has pledged to mitigate the port's environmental and social impacts, but critics argue that these promises are insufficient, that the project will inevitably come at a cost to the environment and local communities. They point to China's poor track record on environmental protection, both at home and abroad. Section 6. A reversal of fortune. The Chancay Megaport project took a dramatic turn in March 2024 when the Peruvian government announced it was revoking COSCO's 30-year exclusive operating rights. The decision sent shockwaves through the international community, raising questions about the future of the project and China's ambitions in Latin America. The Peruvian government cited security concerns as the reason for the revocation, but provided few specifics. Some speculated that the move was driven by pressure from the United States, which had been increasingly vocal about its concerns over China's growing influence in the region. Others suggested that the Peruvian government was simply trying to extract more favorable terms from COSCO. The revocation of COSCO's operating rights was a major setback for China, but it proved to be temporary. In a stunning reversal, the Peruvian government restored COSCO's full control over the port just a few months later. The government claimed that the initial revocation had been an administrative error, a claim met with skepticism from many observers. Section 7. Turning the tide. What happened behind the scenes to prompt such a dramatic U-turn by the Peruvian government remains a subject of speculation. Some analysts believe that China, through a combination of diplomacy and economic pressure, was able to persuade Peru to reverse its decision. Others suggest that the Peruvian government, facing mounting economic challenges, simply concluded that it couldn't afford to alienate its largest trading partner. Whatever the reasons, China's success in regaining control of the Chancay Megaport was a testament to its growing diplomatic clout and its willingness to play hardball to protect its interests. It was also a reminder that the United States, despite its enduring influence in Latin America, could no longer take its dominance for granted. The Chancay Megaport saga highlighted the complex interplay of economic, geopolitical, and domestic political factors that shape international relations in the 21st century. It also underscored the challenges facing the United States as it seeks to maintain its global leadership in the face of China's relentless rise. Section 8. The price of progress. The Chancay Megaport stands as a monument to China's global ambitions, but its construction has come at a cost. The environmental damage inflicted during its construction, the displacement of local communities, and the erosion of Peru's sovereignty are just some of the prices paid for this symbol of progress. As China's economic and geopolitical influence grows, so too does its responsibility to be a responsible stakeholder in the international system. The Chancay Megaport and other similar projects around the world must serve as a reminder that economic development should not come at the expense of environmental sustainability, social justice, or national sovereignty. The world is watching to see how China will wield its newfound power. Will it be a force for good, promoting sustainable development and international cooperation? Or will it prioritize its own narrow interests, even at the expense of others? The answer to that question will have profound implications for the future of the international order. Section 9. A New World Order. The Chancay Megaport is more than just a port, it's a symbol of a changing world order. A world where the United States is no longer the sole superpower, where China is challenging its dominance on multiple fronts. This new world order is complex, multipolar, and fraught with uncertainty. It's a world where economic power translates into geopolitical leverage, where infrastructure projects are imbued with strategic significance. The rise of China, and its growing presence in regions like Latin America, poses both challenges and opportunities for the United States. It requires a recalibration of American foreign policy, a shift away from the unilateralism and interventionism that have characterized much of its recent past. The United States must embrace multilateralism, strengthen its alliances, and offer a compelling alternative to China's model of state-led development. The future of the international order will depend on how the United States and China manage their rivalry. A descent into conflict would be disastrous for both countries and for the world. The only path forward is through dialogue, cooperation, and a shared commitment to building a more peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable future for all.